Hey, cousins. What's going on? I'm over here jamming to the music. What's going on, everybody? Um, what's up? Autonomous, what are you talking about? Someone you came late. We just started. What do you mean you came late? You're not late. You are not late. But what's up, cousins? Welcome back to the crib. I hope everybody is having a great night. My name is Moni. If you are new here, it is Moni. I see people mention me in their videos and stuff, and they always mess up my name, but it's Moni. Like, think of Moni Love from like the radio station from back in the day. But yeah, y'all, my name is Moni. If you are new here, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment in the chat. Well, y'all already in the chat. So shout out to y'all, but leave a comment in the chat if you're just an onlooker, letting your presence known. If you ain't got nothing to say, leave me a rose emoji so I still know you in the building. Let me know that you're listening. I see we got the company man in here. What's going on? I literally just finished watching your video, your latest upload. Yes, Lady Lex, it is all happening. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to my mods in here for holding down the chat. I appreciate y'all. If anybody get crazy in the chat, please put them in the bushes. Cause we not going for no mess tonight. Put them in the bushes. And oh, if you haven't, join our Discord. The link is in the description box. When we're not on the channel, we are in the Discord having all types of conversations. So that's where we at. So join the Discord. It is free, no charge. And also, I wanted to say shout out to Stacy, shout out to Amanda and Miss Bynum for sending me donations through Cashapp in the last video. My phone had died, so I couldn't give them some love, but thank y'all for always showing me some support. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned them before we get started. So shout out to the cousins for, always representing and having my back and stuff, sending donations. Thank you. Let's see what the chat talking about. Exactly. What's up, twin? Hey, cuz. What's up? Kendrick did an interview today. Been a great day. It definitely is. We're gonna talk about the interview because I still haven't read it, y'all. So I wanted to come on here and read it with y'all. I didn't want to read it earlier. Like I seen some snippets. Um, People are only focusing on the "not like us" quote, of course. So I said I want to just read it with y'all for sure. But for real, Moni, this is the best angle I've seen on this Kendrick interview. He is telling his story through the TDE women. That's super dose, a nice call out. Exactly. I enjoy that. I really love that. That he's using them to promote what it is that he has coming up. And I have a feeling he's gonna use the new young lady that's a part of the TDE team. Um, I don't know how to pronounce her name, so sorry if I mess it up. I think her name is Alameda. She's like the punk rock sounding chick. I listened to her EP the other day. Great songs. But yeah, I think he's using them to push them. And it's very fitting that it's their 20-year anniversary. And even though he's not on the label anymore, he's still showing that he's working with TDE, even though he's not a part of the label as an artist anymore. So I love that. So I wanted to point out that. Who else is in here? Miranda, hey, cousin, you be MIA. Where you be? Where you be at? You be MIA. Lady likes the cousins will boot you out like Uncle Phil did. Yes. Yeah, my moms don't play. My moms don't play. And I appreciate them for even doing this. But yeah, y'all, make sure y'all smash that like button. Y'all know the goal is always 100 likes or more. But yeah, y'all, Kendrick has the internet in a frenzy again with the release of his latest print interview with SZA in Harper's Bazaar. Again, like I said, I haven't read it in full yet. Just seeing some snippets, mainly on Not Like Us on Twitter, because that seems to be the only thing these blogs want to highlight. So I thought, let me come on here and read it with the cousins for the night. Since I'm not doing anything, come chill with y'all for a second. Again, this interview was conducted by SZA. And as you can see from my thumbnail, like the company man pointed out, Kendrick is highlighting the TDE women, which I really love. And yeah, so he had the guys in his Not Like Us music video, and on the stage at the pop out, SZA was there, but she was in the crowd. And I don't think Doechii was there. So, but now he's using the women in his latest two pieces. We saw Doechii in the Cashapp pgLang commercial, and he let the world know she is the hardest out regarding her mixtape, Alligator Bites Never Heals. And I love that. That's an amazing mixtape. Still think it's one of the best projects this year. I also mentioned on Twitter about the Alameda young lady who I think will probably get some type of nod from Kendrick. Um, I don't know if she'll be on his album or anything like that. Maybe too soon for her, but I have a feeling he'll put her in something. And y'all, it's looking like this is a rollout. Do y'all think this is a rollout? I feel like this is a rollout. This screams rollout. Him dropping this interview with Harper's Bazaar. This has me feeling like he's gearing up, of course, for the Super Bowl. But I feel like we're going into a new era. We are done with Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale is done, and we're on to something else. What is this? We had Kung Fu Kenny, we had Cornrow Kenny, we had Compton Cowboy, we had Mr. Morale, and I feel like this is now probably West Coast Kenny or Super Bowl Kenny. We're definitely in a new era of Kendrick Lamar. So y'all better get y'all money right. I told y'all a couple weeks ago, get y'all money right, get y'all boots on, because 2025 is about to be one for the books. And you don't want to be that person that's looking back a decade from now and saying, I wish I had went to that. I wish I had purchased the ticket. If you are a fan, of course. If you're not a fan, then don't worry about it. But if you're a fan, get your coins in order, because it's about to be an eventful 2025. Let's read some comments real quick before we get into the interview. Miss Coffee J Rock, Top Hunt, Solo, and Q all posted the magazine cover. Yeah, they be supporting each other. Speaking of Solo, he's gonna be on effective immediately tomorrow with DJ Head and Gina View. So I'm looking forward to that interview, because I feel like Soul should be getting the recognition that he deserves. So that's gonna be pretty cool. His song with Problem and the other guy is really good. I put it on my playlist. So I'm looking forward to that interview for Absol. FN was great to hear from him, to be honest. Glad the interview wasn't only about the beef, right? People seem to be upset that he didn't give more from the tweets I've read. Hey, cuz. roll out Ludacris. It's definitely time. I'm thinking Black Friday or Thanksgiving album. My birthday is actually on Thanksgiving, so that would be a nice a birthday present. November 28th is Thanksgiving this year. So that would be pretty cool. Yeah, definitely build the momentum. Hope so. Can't wait to see Tana Leon and Keem after Alameda. Yeah. I think Tana Leon is actually still with pgLang. I know there's been like some type of discrepancy, especially with after he leaked that album, that song. Definitely wrote out my boy don't do these just to do them. Exactly. Exactly. Good Kid, Mad City dropped 10/22/2012. Wow, that's crazy. What's that? 12 years? That's crazy. We're in the Boogeyman era. Y'all think he's still on that? Demi, 72 likes. Yes, cousins, we up to 72 likes. Smash that like button. Y'all know the goal is always 100. So yeah, let's get into the interview. Um, where's the link? Where's the link to this interview? So did any of y'all already read the interview? Because I haven't read it. How y'all feel about the interview? It is with SZA. Yeah, it's good. Kendrick definitely threw a shot in it. What shot you think he's hooked, twin? What shot did he take? From B. You can also tell that Kendrick sounded more comfortable talking with SZA. I love that. Yeah. So Mr. Mr. Put It On. He this car I noticed is the car that he showed on his Jojo Ruski Finsta page. He was showing off this car. I think he had this type of car as a kid. And when you have stuff as kids, you want to get it when you become an adult. So he bought this car when he became an adult. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. So it says Kendrick Lamar's Inner Drive, and it's with Harpers Bazaar. The artist has consistently pushed hip hop to new heights. In advance of his Super Bowl performance, he gets personal with friend and collaborator SZA. So I guess it just gives like an introduction. It's a warm August night in Santa Monica, and Kendrick is sitting on a low sofa in a hotel suite as the sun sets behind him, very carefully speaking to SZA and me. Who is me? Who is me? What's your name, me? Caitlin. Hey, Caitlin, girl. It's more than little surreal to have Lamar, the closest thing this era of hip hop has to a truth teller, leaning forward and looking intently first into SZA's face, then mine, saying things like, I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist. Listen, we saw the war. We saw what he meant with the war now. When he said not pandering, when asked what not like us means. Okay. Let's see what else. He makes personal records about regret, family trauma, which was very prominent in Mr. Morale and Desire, even as he consistently captures what the hell is that word? Z just uh look at these ears, y'all. Look at these ears. That boy got some ears on him. Boy, that boy got some ears on him. He in a Prada bomber jacket, earrings his own. For this issue, only the fifth time this magazine has put a man alone on the cover. Now that's kind of big. Harper's Bazaar usually go with the women. And so he's the fifth man to ever grace the cover of this magazine. Um, you only get that when you that dude, which is funny because we know throughout this entire battle, the people on the other side was acting like Kendrick is this unknown person, that he's like a SoundCloud rapper. Jay Charles, you said I got the same ears. The ears were the first thing on the picture. Oh God. I know his mama used to pull on them ears for sure. Um, so what did it say? Lamar first arrives in baggy length chino, board shorts, the yellow hoodie, explaining a feeling confirmed with SZA herself arrives few moments later in the cloud perfume. She smells like a bit like the incense booths on the corner in Harlem, but more luxurious. And she's wearing designer version of the stretch pants that inspired memes about sundress seasons versus fall season. Now that's hilarious. She falls into a low velvet armchair, and before anyone else can speak, she turns to Lamar and says, "Are you mentally ill?" What, SZA? Lamar's face lights up and he laughs. Now, why would she ask that man that? Why would she ask him that? Are you mentally ill? All right, so let's get to the interview. Okay, Mister, put that shit on. What he said, moving forward, he the best dressed. Okay. So SZA says we shot a movie last night. I've never shot a movie before, so I was freaking out. It's a lot of being scared to be myself. I'm either gonna pretend it never happened or not show up to the premiere. Now, why would you do that? I met Cat Williams on set. Oh, so she's doing a movie with Cat Williams. That's funny as hell because Cat Williams, Cat Williams opened that portal in 2024 has been very eventful. He told me he didn't really open a portal. That's just a saying. He told me I was mentally ill, like as a compliment. He was like, "Sa, I believe you might have some mental what?" And I was like, illness? And he was like, yes. He said, oh, welcome. I want to ask you about your mental health. Do you feel like you suffer from mental illness or experience it ever? Or do you just feel like you're in a multitude of feelings and you're not putting a label on it? Kendrick, I grew up with that term. I was hearing it when I was 5, 6 years old. So you identify with it, but not as it. My whole thing is it's all experience. I say some shit on a record and identify with a moment and then I don't identify with it anymore. That's just growth for me. All that shit is subjective. I low key feel him on that, especially with the battle, because it seems like when I was on Twitter today, it seems like a lot of people are upset that he didn't go into depth about Not Like Us. Like they're looking for him to mention Drake and he's not giving you that. And I low key feel like Kendrick is the type of person who goes into a studio, he does what he needs to do, and then he leaves it in the studio. Like he leaves whatever it is that he's doing in the booth. So I feel like the battle, he got whatever it is that he wanted to say out in the songs in the booth. And now he's not living in the beef. And it seems like people are upset about that. Like they want him to live in the beef for forever. And it's like when do you move on? You know what I mean? Like I don't get it. Like the people are like his quote with Not Like Us. Let me see if I can find the Not Like Us quote. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna go back up because I did want to talk on the femininity that cousin mentioned in the chat. She's asking him, "Can I ask you a hyper masculine question? You can also tell me to shut the fuck up. What does not like us mean to you?" Kendrick Lamar laughing, "Not like us. Not like us is the energy of who I am, the type of man I represent. Now, if you identify with that, with the man that I represent, break that man down for me." Kendrick Lamar, "This man has morals, he has values, he believes in something, he stands on something, he's not pandering. He's a man who can recognize his mistakes and not be afraid to share the mistakes and can dig deep down into fear-based ideologies or experiences to be able to express them without feeling like he's less of a man. If I'm thinking of not like us, I'm thinking of me and whoever identifies with that." And of course, that wasn't good enough for social media. Social media did not like that response from what I've seen. And especially when I'm reading this, "Can I ask you a hypermasculine question? You can tell me no. What does not like us mean to you?" It does not sound to me like SZA is asking him, what does the song mean? It's what does the words not like us mean? Like, what more do you guys want him to say? He's explaining what does not like us mean. It's very simple. When you aren't like me, you aren't a man who has morals. You are not a man who has values. You are not a man that believes in something. You are not a man who stands on something. You are a person who likes to pander. That's what he is saying when he says, "What does not like us mean?" He's not explaining the meaning of the song. The meaning of the song is clear as day if you listen to the song. But that's not good enough because you guys are still looking for a headline. That's why you don't like the response and you're taking it out of context. That's what I said, California girl. Seems easily understandable to me, but it's not understandable because it's not what the people actually wanted. For some reason, there's still a thirst for more dramatics and more tea and more beef, which is why a lot of people want him to drop on Drake's birthday because they still want to live in the beef. They don't want to let it go. It's been over months ago. He's not in that. Ariel Smoke, "Hey cousin, thank you so much for the donation. Moni, people still want him to be in battle mode. And the battle is over. He's won. When you win, there's no reason to explain yourself. Only losers have to explain themselves. In my opinion, that's my opinion. When you're a winner, there's no reason to explain yourself. Kayla the truth. "Hey cousin, they really mad that Kendrick says he's moral and makes mistakes." Which is so odd because they always say like he's not a savior. He's not better than anyone else. And it's like Kendrick told us that himself. What more do you guys want him to say? It's you guys who keep putting this savior complex on him. And he's told you guys repeatedly. I tweeted that earlier today. He's told you a million times that he's not perfect and he's not no one's savior. So don't call me that. Like, have you guys not listened to the song "You," where he's literally breaking himself down? They can't let it go. They can't let it go, y'all. They cannot let it go. Now, I wish it wasn't cool for us to be over though. I want him chilling at the sniper's coach's wing, but I'm immature. Cousin, I'm glad you can admit that. I'm glad you can admit that. B, they wanted him to say it's a Drake diss. Like, duh, don't you all already know it's a Drake diss? Does Kendrick have to tell us it's a diss? They all so weird. It is very weird. I seen a tweet where someone says, bro, just say you hate him. Yeah, he told the man to die. Like, how much you know he dislikes him? Why does he need to outright say it? Again, he told the man to die several times. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, y'all? Having morals doesn't make you perfect. It doesn't. It doesn't. It does not. It does not, y'all. But yes, that's what they chose to hyper focus on instead of all of the other things um in the article. Shout out to y'all for hitting 159 likes. 200 likes is a little over 300 people in here. So if you haven't already, please smash the like button. I would appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. India, hey, cuz his name along with his homies' names was in the song. What the hell else do they want him to say? He was direct, he was straightforward, he didn't mince words. He said what he felt. And again, I feel like as though Kendrick is the type of person who feels like when I go into this booth, I'm going to lay it all out. And then when I leave the booth, I'm going back to my life. I don't need to continue on with it outside of what I laid on wax. My opinion isn't changing. I still stand on what I said. And we know he stands on everything he said because Elliott Wilson decided to upload Meet the Grams without the daughter verse. And what did Kendrick do? Copyright striked his ass. So this man stands on everything that he said. He doesn't feel like he needs to explain anything. If I said it in a song, that's what I meant. You guys are looking for more because you want a headline. And you don't like the fact that what he explained, not like us, meaning to him is not what is not like us about. He doesn't have to tell you what not like us is about. You've heard the song. It's been in the top 10 for 20 plus weeks. Like, stop acting stupid, y'all. The scholarly savage. Hey, cousin, thank you so much for the donation. They're mad that he's human. He admits his flaws and tell us how he works through them, which I don't get it. Like, how are you mad at someone admitting they aren't perfect? The thing is, they like people who put up facades. That's what they like. Shout out to Jay for becoming a new member. Appreciate it. What else? Let's see. What else is he talking about in the article? Um, let's talk about the femininity quote that cousin mentioned in the chat. You have such father time energy. It don't he got a song on Mr. Morale named Father Time? It's very universal dad vibes. Actually, it's more universal sensei. It's almost gender ambiguous. It's father and mother because you actually seem quite in tune with your feminine energy. Do you consider yourself in touch with your feminine side? Kendrick Lamar, I have to balance both. At first, all I knew was the masculinity, and I always kept that wall up because of my pops. But the more I delve deeper into my music and the more expressive I get with myself, that is the feminine energy right there. That's not the bravado that I grew up seeing all the time. This is who I am, the soft spoken me, and I have to own it. This is where my superpower lies because if my job is to communicate, I need to be able to communicate with everyone. That's a fact. I need to be able to sit in front of Sza and talk to you in a way where you feel comfortable, in a way where it feels authentic from me to you, you to me. And I can't do that with the wall up. I can't do that with my full masculinity. That is so true. She says, "Can I ask you a oh, that's the not like us quote again." Um Frank Tika's, "Hey cousin, they mad they didn't get the exclusive Tuck Luck. Listen, tell me about it." Stephanie Williams, "I bet he's referencing femininity to emotions." Yes, I think he is. I think he is. Listen, in life, you there, like you said, there needs to be a balance in life. You can't always going around being hard. And when especially for a man, when you tap into femininity, you open yourself up to being vulnerable. And we seen that in his last project with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. You have to get outside of that masculine and feeling like you need to be tough all the time, feeling like you need to be a man all the time, or men don't cry, men don't show emotions. Um, and he clearly broke that barrier down. He clearly broke it down. Yes, he is, and we love it. And him being in tune with his femininity is a I feel like helped him write songs like Mother I Sober, help him write songs like Count Me Out, helped him write songs like Die Hard and so forth. Sideshow Goddess, "Hey cousin," because it gives a contrast and actual feminine energy over just wearing it with pigtails and Hello Kitty. Cousin, you throwing shade. You are throwing shade. Yeah, in Father Time, I think. Yeah. The Scholarly Savage, Schoolboy Q calls him his sensei all the time. He definitely does. I remember that interview that Schoolboy Q did where he was saying how he looked up to Kendrick as being a good father because he said that he didn't personally feel like he was a good father yet. Um and people were telling him, why would you compare yourself to another man as far as fatherhood goes? He's not better than you. And it's like Schoolboy Q wasn't saying Kendrick was better than him. He's just saying that he feels as though that's something he wants to be. He wants to be better for his children, and he's seen that Kendrick did the work to become that, and that was something he admired and he wanted to do himself. And that goes to being able to be vulnerable. Everybody want to be hard. Everybody want to be tough. And it's like, just chill out, bro. Vibe. Concern takes note, Dre. No duck lips in any Kendrick photos. Y'all are so petty. Kendrick is masculine. He understands how to be dominant and has tenderness and vulnerability to make records like you. If I could smash the like button on this is it perfectly. And this is another thing with Kendrick and him being masculine and why women don't care and are attracted to him that he's short is because he carries himself like a masculine man and he's in tune with his masculine side. But he also can tell you, if I gotta slap a pussy ass nigga, I'm gonna make it look sexy. And he's okay with telling you, bitch, I feel attractive right now. That's why women go up for him. But don't disrespect Whitney now. Admitting is the part they are mad at because they can't do it. Exactly why a lot of them did not like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. They don't want to listen to that, look into that mirror. They don't want to look into that mirror. That's why Mr. Morale did not sit well with a lot of people. And listening to you, like cousin stated, that song is insane. If you guys haven't heard You by Kendrick Lamar, listen to that song. And when you listen to that song, you will come away feeling like, what the hell? The first time I heard that song, I could just imagine how it was listening to him record that song. Like it's very emotional. It's a very tough song to listen to. Like you gotta be like it's almost Meet the Grams ish, but himself, you know? They know what they doing when they put that label on him so that if he does anything wrong, they're gonna pounce. And they can't wait to pounce. They can't wait. Why are Drake fans worried about this interview? I thought they were done with the song. They can't get over it. They've become obsessed with Kendrick. Not the Zoolander face. Cat Williams had gave y'all the truth. Now I'm gonna give you mine. MC about to be rated too. Yes, yes, he did. He had to tap into a different type of energy to be able to give us a song like Mother I Sober. Exactly. Kyla Turner, hey cousin. A vulnerable man is sexy to me, cousin. Right. Don't nobody want no uptight, always macho, want to be hard ass nigga. Please get out of my face. The toughness have these dudes perpetrate isn't even real toughness. It's overcompensating. Kendrick gets the importance of balance, right? Miranda, gender roles are social constructs. We all have a shared human experience, no matter what we are. 100%. Real men must acknowledge weakness, femininity, sadness, and ignorance to grow and learn. We must continue to be students of the game and life. Y'all are spitting in the chat. I need to get me one of those soundboards. I need to get me one of them soundboards. They be understanding, but they just don't care. Euphoria or Meet the Grams. Um, this is a Euphoria house. I go up for Euphoria. Meet the Grams is an amazing song, but it's not a song that I can listen to every day. That third verse though, masterclass. Masterclass. The emotion, the voice projection, reflections, masterclass. But it's so spooky and it's so dark, I can't listen to it. But put on Euphoria, I'm gonna rap that whole like I wrote it. Okay? I'm going to rap Euphoria like I wrote it. 100%. You can't channel your masculine when standing next to a woman. You a body shamer. You gonna have them baby mamas, ain't ya? Y'all hear how I just said I can't listen to the Euphoria, but I know that whole third verse by heart. I know that whole third verse by heart. Ain't nobody in the mirror looking for the fall off. I love when they count me out. Listen, all respect to Whitney, because that girl has been through it. Gyra, hey cousin, he acts like he's 6'7", and I'm not mad at it. That's a great way to explain it. 5'5", but he carry himself like he a giant. And that's confidence, and that's being in tune with yourself, being in tune with your your masculinity, being in tune with your femininity as a man. It is 100%. I love Mr. Morale. That man is healing trauma. I love Mr. Morale too. When people ask me what's my favorite album, I say Mr. Morale, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I love Mr. Morale. Mr. Morale is my number one. Good Kid, Mad City is my two, and then the rest can fall into place wherever it falls into place. But that's my favorite album from Kendrick because I love myself. Facts. I'm so behind on the comments. Curtis soundboard. Somebody gonna tell the truth. Right. I need one of those. I'm gonna have to buy one of those. Meet the Gram is in my playlist. You are a nutcase, cousin. You are a nutcase. Exactly. Like when he messed up during the pop out, I almost ran through the screen. Like, just give me the mic. I'll do it myself. Equinox, the resistant people have to Mr. Morale is the same energy that is fueling the hatred for exposing Drake. People's love to mirror on the wall until the mirror starts telling the truth. Come on now. Y'all spitting. Y'all telling the truth. They don't like it. They do not like it at all. What? What are you talking about? You feel me? Y'all are nuts. Why are y'all listening to Meet the Grams every day? What is going on? Listening to Meet the Grams every day is kind of crazy to me. I can't do it. But let's see what else is what she's continued. She said, now can I say something else in that realm, or you want me to get away from that? Can I ask you something else? So she asked him what did not like us means, not what does not like us the song describes, but what does not like us mean to him, which I believe is pretty straightforward. And then he says, is it mean? She says, no, it's more like, I thought it was really interesting that there was any conscience at all that you might be an angry individual. For me, I don't find that energy that comes from you comes from an angry place. And actually, the last hour or change pretty much solidifies that it's almost from a yogic monolike monk-like place. So when you feel the surge of energy in records like that, where is that root? Is it anger? Kendrick, I don't believe I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war. And I believe they both need to exist. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things, but not identify with them as who I am, just allowing them to exist and allowing them to flow through me. That's what I believe. That's kind of crazy. He said that because I literally just said I felt like he was the type of person who could do a song, go in the booth, get it off, and he leaves it there. And I feel like this is exactly what he's saying here. He did say he don't think Drake likes women. Meet the Gram goes hard as all. Y'all are crazy. It is the perfect song for the perfect season. Listen, Auntie Diaries was controversial on Mr. Morale. It was. But that is one of the most amazing songs I've ever heard ever. The vocals layering up at the end and him questioning people's morality. Meet the Grams, a fun and morbid way to relive Drake's highest high, getting snuffed out to pure depression. Man, did he crush that song or what? Drake done bought a fake car, got a look-alike from the van in the Good Kid, Mad City album cover, Kendrick's mom's van, and took it to place to get crushed. When whole time it was your whole nuke, your whole red button getting crushed. That night was insane. Kendrick is the man Pac would have become had he been allowed to live and grow. I can see that. I can see that. Kendrick is a different animal within the same beast coping mentality. Trying to rap euphoria makes you realize how impressive the breath control and endurance is. Kind of like trying to sing plastic off the sofa. You are 100% correct. I feel you sideshow. Not gonna guys who love Drake are all somewhat little boys. They are an interesting bunch. Hey cousin, what's up? It is. It would not shock me if that beat is used in a bunch of upcoming like horror films. Yeah. And I know every last one of them, which is crazy. It's crazy that my favorite part is your son is a sick man with sick thugs. I think him should die, especially the way he says it. He said to that song and question my sanity because I rock with it so hard. Someone cuts me off of the highway, meet the cramps. Yeah, crazy. Remember early in the article when he was talking about love and war, existing whelps, euphoria, love, meet the grams, war. Perfect. Perfect, Miss Bynum. Perfect. Because like we've said before, y'all, like he gave Drake so many warnings. He gave him a warning twice. He gave him a warning in Euphoria. He gave him a warning in 616 in LA. And Drake tripled down in Family Matters. He prayed. He prayed to a higher power in 616 in LA that he knows he needs to go to war and ask for forgiveness of the things that he was going to do and say. Drake, you were not paying attention. He told you in Euphoria, still love when you seek success. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and it won't be no threat. You did not, you did not take heed. You did not. Lord, my confession is yours, but who am I if I don't go to war? There's opportunity with living with love and loss. I discover myself when I fall short. Drake, you were not paying attention. You were not paying attention. No, when he clears his throat. Come on. Listen, he was not paying attention, y'all. Love and war is needed. This country was built on war. And sometimes you have to go to it. Listen. He told him, I ain't gotta go there. But if you want to play this game, we can play this game. I love when he's going off on Drake and Meet the Grands can channel your masculine, even when standing next to a woman. Because as a woman, I would be so embarrassed standing next to Drake. It's Douglas. Y'all are so petty tonight. Y'all are so petty tonight. I can't. He told him they don't have to get personal. He said, look, this could be a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. Them Jam 26, but they don't hate me, but the men that I represent. Yeah, he said that on Untitled, Watch the Party Die. They don't be listening, y'all. They do not be listening. What else he said? It looks like he started to ask her questions about herself at the end of the interview. This picture, this picture is so funny because if y'all ever seen that picture of let me see if I can find it of Big Fendi when he said he showed up at his favorite ops funeral. Where is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, but saw this meme where Big Fendi showed up to his ops funeral. It looks just like this one. It looks just like that picture. Cannot have light without darkness. Yes. I love SZA's take on being Answer's wildest dream purely by living in your truth and it path your ancestors may never had the opportunity to inherit beautiful sentiment. Definitely. Daylight is going off on Twitter. Y'all, I got Daylight blocked. What is he going off about? Somebody tell me what he's going off about. Because I can't take Daylight. I got him blocked. I really can't. I'm sorry. But I can't take him. Meanwhile, Cole still waving his pom poms for Drake. Cole disappointed me. I got my thoughts off on Cole the other day. He disappointed me really bad. My daily prayer is now God bless these words, dear God bless how I think Doc, dear God, Jordan Law, they trying to confuse them with me. Dear God, please forgive me. You know how hard I tried. Y'all are funny. Okay. Tiffany Shante, hey cousin, daylight always saying a lot and nothing at all. Can't take him. I can't. I cannot. I cannot take him at all. Like I'm over daylight. I'm so over daylight. And so that was the interview with Harper's Bazaar. I'll leave the link to the full interview in my description. And with the interview, of course, you know, there's going to be people who are upset for some reason. The last couple of weeks, there's been like discourse about journalists and artists not doing interviews with them. Have y'all been seeing those topics? Many of them feel like artists are running to like streamers to push their content and abandoning journalists, possibly due to trying to like avoid hard hitting questions. They like kind of preaching though. What is he saying? What is he saying? Again, like I said, y'all, I got him blocked, so I can't go see. I can't go see. Well, I can go see. I can unblock him, but yeah, a lot of them feel like journalists are being abandoned. And in my opinion, I kind of see both sides of the coin. Ariel Smoke, Drake fans can't read. It's why they get cooked. I'm so done. You right, cousin. Uh, you right, cousin. You are so right. Some journalists are jealous because SZA didn't mention Drake. Yes, Curtis King spoke about the journalist topic. I don't think I've seen that video from cousin. I'm gonna probably have to go back and look at it. Um, but yeah, y'all, like I said, I see both sides to the situation. Um, yes, I do feel like some artists are avoiding journalists possibly to duck hard-hitting questions if they have something um crazy going on. I remember when Meg had her situation with Tori going on and she decided to go sit with I believe it was Gail King in some blogs. They had pushback. I know Joe Budden had pushback, but for some reason he always has pushback with Meg, so it wasn't surprising. And he felt like, oh, she should have sat down with a hip hop blog. And I'm like, no, Meg should not have sat down with a hip hop blog, especially with how bad you guys covered the Tory Lane case. No, she should not have sat down with the hip hop publication. None of you did your research. None of you actually followed the actual case proceedings in the case briefs. She absolutely should not have sat down with none of you niggas. I'm sorry, I don't care. Um, but yeah, so and I'm guessing they now feel like they're mad because Kendrick didn't sit down with the hip hop publication. He allowed SZA to interview him instead of a hip hop journalist. So now they're upset. Listen, again, like I said, I see both sides. Of course, you want hip hop journalists to be able to cover hip hop um, artists and topics and all of that. But right now in today, there's a lot of sensationalism going on and trolling going on from people who are supposed to be viewed as journalists. And a lot of the journalists today, they don't have their own platform where there's a given that a lot of people will see it. And a lot of them are playing with shock factor headlines just to get their stories out. So, no. I think it's because they have low comprehension. Wait, what did Ariel Smoke say? I missed it. Elliott Wilson is shaped like top five's toe. I need your phone. Okay? I need your phone. Elliott Wilson, the one jealous. Yeah, I'm gonna get into him because listen, Elliott is one of the people that I saw that got upset when it was first revealed Kendrick was doing his first sit down interview, and it was conducted by SZA, which is Kendrick's friend and former label mate. And a few journalists got their tweets off, but I did see Elliott. He has something to say about it. He hold on, let me see. So this is the tweet Elliott put out. Shout out to the cousin in the Discord for getting me the screenshot because y'all know I'm blocked. Y'all know I'm blocked by Elliott, so I couldn't get the screenshot. So shout out to the cousin for posting it in the Discord. If you are not in the Discord, you should be in the Discord. Join the Discord. The link is in the description or the comment section. one of them. But yeah, y'all, this is what Elliott had to say. He said, nah on the new interview, plus nah on the new song, Monday mornings, West Coast. What? Now, I'm assuming when he says nah on the new song, he's referring to Tyler, the creator, who dropped a new song today. Um, have y'all heard the song? How do y'all like it? I've seen a few clips on Twitter, but I haven't heard the song in full. But how do y'all like the new Tyler, the creator song? But that's what I'm assuming who he's talking about. When he said nah on an interview, he's talking about um Kendrick, and then he's talking about Tyler, the creator. Golden Rose, why did he block you? Cousin, he blocked me because he put out a tweet the other day asking where are the raps on under the Billboard Hot 100 chart post. Mind you, they posted the top 10, I think. Mind you, it's like 1 or 2 weeks removed from Kendrick being in the top 10 after he done sat there for 20 plus weeks, just broke the rap, one of the rap longest standing rap songs in like however many weeks. And he put out that tweet that I felt like was very disingenuous. Why would you ask where are the raps when Kendrick just sat in the top 10 for 20 weeks? He's been carrying rap all year. And you put out that tweet, and then you put out that tweet knowing people are gonna respond to it in a certain way. So you look at the quotes, and it's like, well, you guys lynched Drake, you guys killed Drake. He was the biggest thing in rap. No, that's not the truth. Drake hasn't had a top 5 hit since October 2023. So I feel like Elliott does a lot of trolly things for attention. He doesn't move like an actual journalist. He's literally, I tweeted it. He's literally a troll with just a longevity of credentials. And he didn't like that that I commented that. He didn't like that. So he blocked me. Mind you, like 5-6 hours before that, he had followed me. So he followed me and then blocked me like 10 hours later. Ah, it was funny though. It was very funny. Um, but yeah, y'all, he tweeted this. He didn't like the new interview. And I just feel like this is who artists are supposed to be comfortable sitting down with. Elliott was on his knees for Jay, and now all you are on a roll tonight, okay? You are on a roll tonight. But yeah, like is this is who artists are supposed to be comfortable sitting down with? And I'm not saying like you have to kiss these artists' ass, because no, I don't believe that. You don't have to kiss these artists' ass. If you don't like a record, um, you don't like what they're doing, cool. But there's a journalistic way you can go about doing and saying things. This doesn't feel journalistic. This feels like media takeout. This feels like you being a troll. And then addition to that, like I just explained to you guys earlier, the troll post about where's the raps. When J. Cole dropped that Poor Antonio song, he reposted it talking about some light skins for the win. Like what? What do you mean light skins for the win? He sounded like academics twin. That's the perfect way to put it. A lot of them are losing the essence and the morals in the ethics of what being a journalist is. They've adopted the academics style of journalism. And it's like me, for example, I have a degree in journalism, but I don't call myself a journalist because when I come on here, like, great point. The other day, I got a comment from somebody who was like, "Oh, you only talk about certain things. This is a hip hop blog. You should be talking about um other stuff and other people." And I had to leave a comment and tell them, this isn't a hip hop platform. I'm just a girl from New Jersey who likes to come on here and give my opinion on shit. I can call myself a journalist, but I'm not going to do that because I don't conduct myself like a journalist. I'm not straight to the T. I'm not to the books. I'm not to the ethics of journalists, even though I adopt some of those principles of being um not presenting salacious information and not just telling you gossip. I give you guys the opportunity to take what I'm saying and take from it what you will. But I'm not a hip hop platform. I'm gonna get on this YouTube that says chilling with Moni and talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. And if you don't like it, I tell people just unsubscribe. Because again, this isn't a hip hop platform. I talk about hip hop on here and I talk about different artists, but that's not what this is. And I don't want anyone to get that confused. But Elliott is supposed to be a journalist. He's not supposed to be trolling and being messy. That's why people of importance don't want to go to him and sit down with him. That's why you didn't get this interview. I don't even know why he thought he would get this interview. I don't know why he thought he would get this interview. The man had to put out a copyright strike on you because you thought it was cool to alter his work. You thought it was cool to remove the second verse of Meet the Grams. And you think that man's supposed to sit down with you? Boy, bye. You doctor my work and then think I'm supposed to sit down with you? Absolutely not. You cannot want to be taken seriously by someone like Kendrick Lamar as a journalist and get one of the biggest interviews of the year when you operate the way you operate. Mind you, I ain't telling nobody how to do anything, but you have to be in tune with obviously why no one wants to sit down with you. Again, you're literally nothing but a troll with longevity and connections under your belt. That's how I see you. My little opinion doesn't matter, but that's how I view you. If I was someone like Kendrick Lamar, I would not sit down with any of you for an interview. I would not sit down with any of y'all for an interview. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wouldn't. Kendrick isn't cool with him. Just because he sits on stage with DJ Head doesn't make them cool. Listen, I don't know why some people think that what DJ Head does for work is what DJ Head does for work. Nothing more, nothing less. He was mad when Tommy Richmond did an interview with him and went to Zane Lowe instead. Why does everybody feel so entitled? What have you done to make you think I want to sit down with you? What is going on? And it's just so weird how none of these people like the things Kendrick does, but they all somehow feel so entitled to him. And it's like first with the Super Bowl telling him he must bring this person, he must bring that person on stage with him. And now they want to control who he can and cannot sit down with to express his thoughts. Y'all are crazy. FN, they don't build platforms that these A-list artists would want to be on. Yeah, they don't. We don't have anymore. Remember Kendrick told him he better go ahead and leave before people catch onto him when they was recording the Not Like Us video. Also, didn't Elliott say he had to sneak into the back of the pop out? Like he wasn't invited. He had to sneak back there. Okay, Holman, didn't Dave have this conversation with him years ago and he still ain't changed? Literally, Dave Free did an interview. Dave Free don't do interviews. Dave Free had an interview with him and B Dot where he told them they're both professional trolls. Those interviews were like, what, maybe 5 years ago? And like you said, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed at all. And to think y'all are gonna tell Kendrick what to do is comical. Y'all haven't been able to dictate or make him do what you want in the media for damn near a decade. And that's what a lot of them are frustrated about. That's what a lot of them are frustrated about. They can't eat off of him. They see a lot of his peers are always in the on social media, always oversharing everything about their life. And whereas Kendrick, it is, why don't we know anything about him? And if we do know anything about him, it's because he told us. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. And with this new interview with SZA and Harpers Bazaar, they're upset they didn't get anything juicy. They didn't get any gossip from the interview. That's what people are looking for with this post beef. When Drake and Kendrick, J. Cole finally sits down with somebody, what other juicy nuggets, what other drama are they going to give? Like after the Drake and the Pusha T beef, they both sat down and they both explained themselves. Pusha T was explaining himself to Joe Budden, which I wish he didn't do because he won. Let Drake sit on that couch and cry and complain and pretend his child being exposed didn't mean anything to him. Let him sit on that couch and say, oh, Pusha T needed this and all of that. Kendrick Lamar is not doing that. Let me tell y'all, if you are looking for an interview where Kendrick Lamar is going to utter Drake's name, I'm here to tell you it's not going to happen. We are never going to get an interview where Kendrick Lamar utters Drake's name. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's not happening. You aren't getting it. You are not getting it because he does not have to. We just watched a generational ass whooping. He explained himself to the T. He didn't mince words. He didn't say confusing things. He said he meant what he said. When DJ Head was on Effective immediately and Charlemagne was talking about Meet the Grams, DJ Head cut him off and said, no, Kendrick Lamar meant every single word he said in Meet the Grams. Yeah, people need to get over it. People just need to get over it. And I think cousin FN, I think on Twitter, made a great point, if I can remember it correctly. They basically said people are upset regarding hip hop journalists not getting an interview. And it's like, okay, well, do hip hop journalists have questions for Kendrick that go beyond the beef or Drake? I think that was you who said that on Twitter, cousin. Like, do they have questions for him that go beyond the beef with Drake? And I'm almost positive they don't. I'm almost positive they don't have questions that go beyond the beef. If they were to sit down with Kendrick today, that would be the only topic they will talk about. Ariel Smoke, Elliott is a side character from Oliver Twist. I'm gonna take your phone, okay? I'm going to take your phone away from you. Grown men are looking for the tea. Mind you, these are the same people that says Kendrick Lamar made it personal. He did not have to go that deep. Now they looking for more. Now they want more. And they're upset they didn't get it in this interview. Ain't that funny? The also Elliott mentioned recently that he's expecting a lot from Kendrick's new album and it will be a deciding factor. I just want to ask, why do they not put this expectation on Drake and Cole albums? Because Kendrick Lamar is the standard. They like to pretend he's not, but it's clearly he is the standard because y'all hold him to a higher bar in comparison to Drake and Cole. Because what do you mean it's the deciding factor? The battle has already been decided. So what deciding factor is there? His legacy in hip hop was stamped before this battle. Like, do we have to pull up the facts? He's been listed as the best rapper alive at number 2 before this battle. He's been listed as number 2 behind Jay-Z. So what deciding factor are you deciding? And you want to be upset that Kendrick Lamar won't sit down with you for an interview? You say stupid stuff like that, Elliott. His new album will be the deciding factor. The deciding factor of what? Like, what are we talking about? Like, I am so tired of people trying to pretend like Kendrick Lamar was this unknown rapper before this battle happened. Like, it's corny and it's played out. If he was such this unknown rapper, why was he being mentioned in the big 3? Like, are we forgetting that this is what kicked off all of this? Him being mentioned in a song about the big 3? If he was not who he was, why would those two men be mentioning him? Why would Drake in an interview with you, Elliott, be saying, "Oh, I can't wait for the next year to for me and J. Cole and Kendrick to show and prove themselves," or whatever it is he said in that quote. Y'all like to pretend Kendrick Lamar is not who the fuck he's always been. But then you say comments about, "Oh, I can't wait for his new album." Every time that man drops anything, y'all have a stroke. Y'all don't know how to act. He only released a print interview and he got you crying, Elliott. Please go to hell. Please go to hell. Like, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired. Mind you, they have given Drake a pass on all the mid songs he has put out recently. They keep saying, oh, he just needs to drop a banger. He just needs to drop a hit. Drake has not had a top 5 hit since October of 2023. What are we talking about? The man has put out 20 songs. What are we talking about? Like, y'all not realistic. Y'all keep wanting to coddle this man like he didn't ask for any of this. He is not a victim. And I don't want to go there, but it's starting to be rooted in colorism. It's starting to be rooted in colorism. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go there, but that's what it's starting to look like. Kendrick Lamar is the little black guy who's the villain and hurt the feelings of the two biracials. I'm sorry, but that's what it's starting to feel like. That's what it's starting to feel like. Because Kendrick Lamar has played this game to the T. And now they're looking for anything they can find to put a stain on Kendrick. Kendrick is the bully now. Kendrick is the bully now. He's the short bully from Compton who's beating up on the two biracials. Like, enough is enough, y'all. The way Kendrick is being treated, like like he killed somebody. Well, he did kill somebody on wax. But like he started this, no. Oh, the poor light skins. Like, haven't y'all noticed how they coddle them and make excuses for them? But when it comes to Kendrick, it's everything that he's doing wrong. He won't talk to us. He won't give us more. Why won't he promote other people? It's getting real whack. It's getting whack. And I'm tired of it. And I'm starting to feel like it's all rooted in racism and colorism. Elliott looks like if he slips and falls, it might straighten his back. What? What? What is going on? Yeah, they can't give you no snack neither. You're right. You're right. I had to take it back. I had to take it back. She's biracial. She's biracial. Definitely Rachel Dolezal. Cole is in the corner acting like he's Hannah from 13 seasons. Why minus bullying? I'm over them. Drake the type of dude that would bend over even further when someone tell him to straighten his posture. I wish he stopped. I wish he stopped doing those duck lips. Stop beating up on the poor light skins. They don't care about K. Pain. Exactly. Like, they keep pretending that it was Kendrick who got personal first. It's so bad. AK is blaming UMG for not supporting Drake. Like, Kendrick didn't just stomp out the last embers of Drake's career. They come up with all types of excuses, but saying what the truth is. He's not who he used to be. It's oversaturation. He puts out too much music where it becomes like it's the same song over and over and over again. I feel like Chris Brown also has the same problem. He puts out the same 3 songs over and over again. But Drake, it's like that times 20. He doesn't take a break. He doesn't allow his fans to miss him. He hasn't had good music from since 2018, I believe. And that's from what I can remember because I barely pay attention to him. Look at all the backlash over the Super Bowl and now this very genetic interview. It's overinflated. Anything Kendrick Lamar does, heads are gonna fucking roll. Heads are gonna roll. Heads are gonna roll. But like I was saying, y'all, they want the hip hop journalists to get these interviews, but I don't feel like they would present any actual questions outside of the beak or Drave. And I'm almost positive none of them would have questions outside of that. And I'm a firm believer in that because of how it was covered today, how the interview was covered today on the blogs. The main topic from all the hip hop related accounts today were hyper focused on his comments about not like us or the lack thereof. Not only did they highlight the question regarding not like us, they all misinterpreted what he said about it. They all thought he was talking about what the song means and not what the words not like us means to him as a person, as a man. And he explained it perfectly. They're mad because the interview was short and sweet. They wanted him to get down to the nitty gritty and explain each line. Oh, and this line you said this, you said that. What did you actually mean about that? By that, my nigga is straightforward to the T. Like I would not sit down with none of y'all. And it might sound harsh, but a lot of you hip hop journalists are not that bright or have the range to handle an interview from Kendrick Lamar. Y'all don't have the range, especially not right now. I feel like we no longer have like a go-to person in hip hop that these artists can go visit, feel comfortable, and sit down with and explains themselves. Complex voted academics the number one hip hop platform. Do you know how down bad we have to be if academics is voted number one? Like that should tell you the state that we are in. That's how that like we say the music is bad, the artist is terrible, like the artist development is terrible. The media platforms are also in a drought or in a terrible position right now. Academics has never been the platform. Joe Budden is not the platform. The Breakfast Club is not the platform. The Bigger Picture is not the platform. No shade. The last surviving journalist we have with integrity from what I remember growing up back in the day is Angie Martinez. And she hasn't been at the forefront for years. She's still doing interviews and stuff like that, but it's not like a big hoorah. You know what I mean? Like eyes aren't on her. So not only is hip hop struggling, so are our journalists. There's no safe space. Even if there's hard hitting questions are coming for artists. Like there's no one to go to. We can't send artists to Vibe magazine to get a good story out. We can't send an artist to the Source magazine, etc. anymore. Like who is he supposed to go and sit down with? Like if I think of anybody for him to go sit down with, it would have to be a YouTuber becoming to the forefront. Those are the only people that I can see him going to sit down with, is people who have platforms on YouTube. And that is somebody like the company man. They can go to NPR. I would not send Kendrick Lamar to NPR because the NPR be biased. Oh, my camera gotta focus. Hold on. Let me stop the camera. All right, we back in business. Am I good now? So yeah, y'all, I don't know who we can send. I don't know who Kendrick can sit down with. There isn't a platform to sit down with. And if someone was to give a YouTuber a chance, it would be somebody like Kendrick Lamar. He's the type of person that would do that. Yeah, I would love to see Curtis do it as well. I would definitely tune in to that. I don't want him sitting down with a freaking Elliott Wilson. No, you are not deserving. Interview with Questlove. No, I would not sit down with Questlove because Questlove got on an interview, told him what Kendrick Lamar was doing was wrong. Fuck out of here, Questlove. I don't know. I can't remember what it is exactly he said. But fuck Questlove. Trying to act like he above beef. Sir, please. Wasn't you on a beef song? Y'all really think he really gonna go to back on fake? Could you imagine Kendrick on back on fake? Oh my God. That's hilarious. Questlove said they both were wrong. What are you talking about? Exactly. So why would Kendrick Lamar go sit down with Questlove if he don't agree with the battle? No, we don't want to talk to Questlove. But yeah, so that the hip hop journalists are upset. And of course, y'all know the Ovi hoes are upset as well. They have been on that timeline spiraling. Thank you, Frank. Questlove was playing the drums behind Jay-Z live on a takeover, and now he's above beef. Like, get that corny shit out of here. Get that corny shit out of here. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, Questlove. But yeah, the Ovi hoes have been on the timeline spiraling all day. And I just can't I just can't wait to see how they act when the album drops. Like, I am convinced when that album drops, they are going to have a stroke. They are going to have a stroke. Like, like I don't think people realize, like, Not Like Us dropped in May, and they still crying about Not Like Us. It's October. If that wasn't a masterclass ass whooping, I don't know what was. They're going to have a stroke when that album comes out. And they're so mad because they were reading that article looking for Drake names to be said. And again, y'all are fools if y'all think Kendrick is going to utter that man's name. He is not giving the satisfaction. Spiraling while popping ass to Family Matters is insane. You can't tell them that wasn't the best song in the beef. Rico Pena. SZA was really good at getting to the substance while also being hilarious in the interview. Yeah, the interview was short and sweet. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. It was just enough. Felicia, it's not working because Kendrick has God on his side. Kendrick will continue to be successful despite what they are trying to do. Kendrick has more people for him than against him. Yes. Mad Max. What did they say? Hold on. Let me go back up. I think I missed a comment. I can't find it. Rob Markman. Oh yeah, Rob Markman is good as well. Did 2 of Kendrick's previous interviews. Yeah. Nella, hey cousin, I happen to know Questlove is even more of a clown than y'all think, and he also uses ghostwriters for his book. He's a pretentious persuader intellectual. Mad Max Man 3000. You can be a legend and people can still say how they feel about you. That's your problem now. Y'all think people are above criticism. Sorry. He's a human just like me. He bleeds just like me. I don't care if he's a legend. If he does something stupid, I'm going to say he did something stupid. That's you who if you want to suck his dick. Sorry, I don't need to. Hey cousin, thank you so much for the donation. Showing support. No light for BBL Prissy at all. Sinisha girl. Hey girl. I'm sorry, Mad Max. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just a straight shooter. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying how I feel, just like you're in the comments saying how you feel. Let's see. Do any of y'all want to come up and share your opinion? We not doing this for 3 hours tonight now. If any of y'all want to come up and say how y'all feel about the interview or share anything else y'all want to share, we gonna limit this for like an hour, maybe, since we already been on here for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Twin.
What up, twin?
You got the lights off tonight.
Yeah, I'm smoking still.
Oh, you
I'm just
turned it
getting
off.
off work and shit. Huh?
What's up, twin? Let me know how you feeling.
All I can say is J. Cole a hoe. Fuck him. And Aubrey, he might do a interview, do the same thing that Kendrick did, but maybe be like a little bit more petty. Cause you see after when what is it? when Kendrick promoted Doechii, he promoted one of his long lost artists. I didn't even know she was signed to him.
He's so whack. And this is my point when I say that Drake is living for the beef versus Kendrick. Like he doesn't know how to step outside of it. He's still stuck in it. So he's
Yeah,
doing petty shit like that. When Kendrick just doesn't care. I
but
don't get it. I
I'm
don't get
still
it.
I'm still a little immature because I was thinking he probably was going get a little bit more petty with what not like us mean.
He needs
But
to get over it. What's up, Ariel Smoke?
Hey,
You
what's up,
you you
Monet?
you've been showing your ass in this comment section.
Yeah, I've been like that all day actually. I just kind of woke up on 10 and haven't like slowed down. I also really hate Elliott Wilson.
Oh, you know,
Yeah,
listen,
that,
Elliott
I don't
is
like him at all.
he on my shit list because he blocked me for no reason.
Well, I mean, like he blocked me for very good reason. Uh,
What you do to get blocked?
no, I didn't know who he was. You said
Hmm.
what?
I said, what
You
you
said
did to
what?
get blocked?
I mean, like kind of what I was doing in chat. Basically, the same thing, but on his lives. Like he blocks me in the big picture lives chat.
Oh dang.
So yeah, but no, I didn't know who he was until I saw the bigger picture.
Hmm.
And I think it was one of the first few episodes. He said something crazy about Childish Gambino, and I was like, "Fuck this guy." Yeah, like, I don't care if he's a legend or not. And it seems like he's
Hmm.
not a legend. It seems like you said, he just has a bunch of connections and
Hmm.
like knee pads. Like he's just there to do whatever he can do to get whatever opportunity he can. Kind of like his, kind of like Aubrey and Hove, well, Hove allegedly.
Right.
I mean,
I bet.
yeah. So yeah,
Tweezo,
I
Modi,
what's going on?
not much.
what's up,
Yeah,
bro?
I like that interview. I like that interview with SZA. The question she was asking Kendrick got more in depth about his father because he mentioned that song. That I love that one song, Mirrors. I think no, oh that one song, Father Time. My bad.
Mhm.
With Kendrick
Yeah,
speak on how his father was, and then he get more into it. So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a cool like that part right there was kind of cool. Him to give us
Mhm.
more insight on that.
Yeah. He he does a good job of dating back to his dad, and how they didn't have the best relationship, and how it kind of like shaped him, um and how he's trying to break a lot of those cycles, especially now that he is a father and he has a son as well as his daughter, Uzi. But that's pretty dope that he acknowledges where a lot of his trauma and his actions came from, and how his father raised him to how he needs to always be strong, how he always needs to take care of his family, and how he can't seem weak. Because I think even in Father Time, he said like
Mhm.
someone passed away and his dad went right back to work, and that he basically said like he didn't have no time to like sit
agreed.
in the
His
grief.
mother, his grandmother. Yep.
Right. Okay, yeah, his grandma. And it's like, no, sometimes you have to sit in what it is that's happening to you. Um, but yeah, that's pretty dope. I
Yeah.
like that as well. It was a good
Yeah.
interview to me.
Yeah. I think he. I mean, I wouldn't want Kendrick to get into like speaking Drake's name and anything like
Exactly.
questions about that. Not like us. He's going to answer one time. I believe in a real interview with somebody if he does do an interview with a journalist. But
Hmm.
I just love the fact that SZA didn't make it that point just about asking him about that. Just ask him about his well being. Like, I think just like people don't really ask about how you doing mentally. And him saying like he talk his conversation with God all the time. Some of us do that, you know what I'm saying? And then I like the part when he was talking about his first time really crying was on stage. and we always see that video of Kendrick crying when they, when they was the passing of the torch. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool as well.
passing torch.
Yeah, he did say that was his first time really crying. Because when did he say he cried? I think he said when he wrote Mother I Sober was the most recent time he had cried. But yeah, like you said, he said the first time he cried is when they passed the torch to him. He said like he couldn't control his emotions, and you can tell in the video he couldn't control himself because that's something
like a
he wanted
huge
so
moment.
bad. He worked so hard for.
Yeah, that was a huge moment for the West Coast, and it was the it was literally the passing of the torch of that moment. I mean, he said he just let it flow. It just flowed out. I mean, and it seemed the way he says his father was more military minded, more more just keep your emotions intact. It is like that is tough to deal with a father where it's like, all right, you hurt yourself or whatever. Life goes on, man. You gotta get yourself together. It's hard to be able to channel your emotions and then they don't come out at the right time. But some people be thinking like, man, do this dude ever show any kind of emotion? So maybe Kendrick is just like allowing himself to be different from how his father was with him towards his kids, which is a beautiful thing. And maybe he can give that credit to maybe Whitney or maybe himself, like whatever got him to where he like, all right, I gotta be different of raising my child to be able to show emotions, because that's a tough thing to do when we grow up in a household where it's like you better not cry. That's a show of weakness. But our mothers teach us not to be able to. Our mothers tell us how to show our sensitive side. So it's like say our father probably would be like it's like a weak move to show your emotions, but it's really not. It's just showing you a human being.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think he also said in an interview that he wished he was more in tune and not like so tough, where he could have related that to the young guys in his neighborhood earlier, because it could have probably helped prevented a lot of things. So I mean, it's always better late than never to be able to change your ways, and especially now since he does have a toddler son, break a lot of the cycles. And we hear Whitney and the kids say that on Mr. Morale, like, you've broken the cycle. So listen, this is a work in progress.
That's dope.
Hold on, let me get this super chat up real quick. Hey cousin, social work chose me. You caught the mental angle. Support for SZA movie. Producers is she and K. Dot new movie. Happy dad, $5 Walmart clearance. Not Curtis, you or the company man. I don't even know what movie SZA is in. I think she's in it with Cat Williams. Supposed to be. Let's get some more cousins on here. Hey Carla.
What's up, social work chose me?
Hey cousin.
How are you? My voice is a little raspy. I lost my voice, but I just wanted to say,
Good.
I think he should drop into your, and I'm not glazing. I really think he should drop into your YouTube, into your channel, and talk to you.
Thank you.
I really
Thank
do.
you.
I really do. And I think people want that exclusive about the beef. Kendrick is like, listen, I'm about my artistry, I'm about my music. What I said was what I said. And I don't need anybody to give it. It's already done. He didn't have to say, he doesn't have to say anything else. He doesn't even need anybody to interview him and say, what about this? What did you mean by this? What did you mean by that? He said it in there, and he gave it for us to decipher. So we know he gave us the keys and we unlocked it ourselves. Right. So let him just do his thing, and we keep moving and pushing on to everything else he's trying to get in with his artistry.
Yeah, like, you know what I think would be cool is if he does not. I personally feel like he won't talk about it, and I feel like he doesn't need to talk about it, because when you win, you won. He said what he, like you said, he said what he said in those songs. But I would like to see the makings of those songs.
Now, that's true. That's true.
That's
like the
if he's gonna give us something about the beef, I want to see the makings of those songs.
Yeah, I would love an interview with the Alchemist. I mean,
like,
I don't think the Alchemist
like we probably did.
I don't think the Alchemist got enough
like RDC
props for
That'd be dope, though. But
producing that
see,
beat.
the making of
Man.
Euphoria of like, I think he owe that to his fans to do that one day. It don't have to be this year. It ought to be next year. But like the shores of like the creativity towards that, because that's a huge moment in hip hop. And I know Kendrick is he's a fan of the history of hip hop. He know about the battle. So I think if he do that, that'd be cool. Like to really show like the making of Euphoria and then where his mind was at, and then because that idea of using Richard Pryor from the Wizard of Oz, that was dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Of playing that, and then he made us have to go and be like, damn, what is that really saying before Euphoria start? Like, I thought that would be cool.
I think it
Well-
would. I think it would be beautiful if we did get that, but I think that it would just stir the pot even more and bring
True.
back up. You know what I'm saying?
It would.
More stuff.
It would.
Maybe
Yeah,
the-
I
they'll
honestly
find a
want those
new
other 5
narrative.
tracks though.
say it again.
Like I really
I
want
say,
those
you know
other
that-
5 tracks. Those 5
Oh.
tracks. The other 5
Yeah.
that were in stock. I really
Can we
want
get the
those. I
5
know we're
ones?
never gonna get them. But
That's a
I
good
really,
question.
because I feel like his 5 that he put out probably wasn't even some of his best work, and like that was probably
Yeah.
light work for him. I feel like those other 5 were probably insane.
Yeah.
Damn, I really want to hear those, but I know we're never going to.
I know I get on Meet the Grams and how I don't like to listen to it, but that would be crazy to
That's
see.
my favorite song.
Yeah, like I said, the Alchemist
my favorite
produced
song
that,
right
and
there.
he's a legend, and he won for that beat. And
Right.
Yeah, that was the
Hold
death
on.
blow.
Hold
Yeah.
on, y'all. Let's get some more people in
but
here.
see y'all, I'm gonna get
All
off.
right,
But
love.
thank
Thank
you,
you so much
Moni.
for joining.
I'm about to head out too.
Y'all. Peace.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you.
Let's see y'all.
Have a good one. Let's see who else we got on here. Sinitra. Hey, cousin. What's
How
going
you doing,
on? How
baby?
you feeling?
Old and tired.
Tired? Had a
Yeah.
long day?
Girl, along everything. But it's cool though, because I saw you and I'm like, let me pop in and holler at Moni. I love your show. Everything that y'all said is on point. I totally agree. I did want to like say this though.
Mhm.
I think that generation that raised us, you know, because Kendrick is much younger than me, but that generation that raised us and even our generation, we weren't really emotional people. Like we weren't raised by emotional people.
Right. Yeah.
The focus was on survival.
Yeah.
And so you were taught to survive. And I think we didn't realize that emotional health and mental health stuff was like important until we started having children that were sensitive as hell. And it's like, what's wrong with y'all? You know, all that hollering. And then we realized like these children, there's nothing wrong with them. They really are just sensitive and it's really okay. And I think that it's important for our younger ones to see men like Kendrick who are actually masculine men express emotion. Because we do not need them thinking that duck lips and Hello Kitty is the only way you can be emotional. That is not okay.
No.
Seriously, they need to know that men can have emotion. A man can drop a tear. My father was born in 29. I saw him drop one. When his mother died, literally one, he dried it up and he more or less made sure we were okay. But I think it doesn't take anything away from a man. I think it, if anything, it reinforces your masculinity, the fact that you're strong enough to be vulnerable and you don't feel threatened by that. So I think that's good. And we need to see that in our community. We don't need to feminize every single man in order for things. That's not normal. Like some men may be feminine and that's great. But I don't think that there needs to be this mass feminization and somehow that's normalized. Like that's not cool. If you want to be Zoolander and do duck lips and Hello Kitty and knocker bowls on your head, cool. You want to dress like Tiny from Escape, cool. But I think that it's balance. Everything's about balance. And I think Kendrick represents that healthy side of the balance. And we need him there. And I think that there are certain powers that be in the industry and whatnot that don't want that in the forefront. They would rather push the duck lips and Hello Kitty.
Right.
It's like they want to erase masculinity in the Black neighborhood and in the Black community, and that's not okay. But that's all I had to say. But I love you, Moni. I had to throw you some support. I'm gonna go back to being old, and I'll be watching you in the chat. Okay.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Thank you for coming up.
You too, Dollface. Bye.
Bye. All right, let's see who else we got up in here. I think Frank was next. Hey, Frank.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's
What's up,
up? How
man?
you feeling tonight?
Man, I feel good. I think that, we're getting fed as Kendrick fans.
Mhm.
Everything about Kendrick. I think it's not just the music, it's just his thought process is really like eye opening. It does impact. I mean, he releases an interview and he's got the world talking about it. I mean, we saw what, like 10 videos pop up, right after the interview on YouTube. Uh,
Mhm.
X is going crazy, Threads is going crazy, everyone's talking about it. And I think that, more than anything, I'm an older man. I'm 47.
Mhm.
I was, I was in the hood for a long time. I did a lot of time, and I can recognize how part of the facade, part of the bravado of being out there on the street limits you to what you're supposed to feel, to what you're supposed to express. But as a father, I've got two kids. I've got a 22-year-old. He's going to be 23 on Friday. I got
Oh,
my
happy
little
birthday.
girl. Yeah, I got my little girl. She's 17.
Mhm.
And just being able to show them emotion, being able to apologize when I've made mistakes. That's why I can see why I'm so aligned with Kendrick. So when he said, not like us, has to do with being a man of morals,
Mhm.
being a man that's able to point something out and say that's wrong,
Right.
and stand on it 10 toes down. That to me is like the message. The
Mhm.
message of being able to say, hey, as a man, we hurt sometimes. As
Mhm.
men, we feel alone. The expectations of society over men has always been, you got to be strong, you got to be the provider, you can't show weakness.
Mhm.
Especially when you grow up in the hood, especially when you grow up in situations where it's do or die.
Yeah.
You know, and
Underprivileged.
yeah, and us that grew up in the 80s and 90s saw that. The crack epidemic was no joke. And if you weren't sucked up by the addiction, you were
Mhm.
sucked up by selling it, by the business
Mhm.
side of it. So either, you had to be tough, you had to be an a-hole, you had to be ruthless. And now, what do we show the people coming up behind us?
Right.
What do we give them? What's the lifeline we're giving them? Because our parents gave us a lifeline. They
Mhm.
told us work, they told us go to school. But there
Right.
was a time, there was like 20 years of people losing their lives. There was 20 years of people going to jail, to 20, 30 years. What am I talking about? I mean, and then you got the whole lean culture just taking over. People wanting
Mhm.
to be just drugged up all day long. So when you see a rapper at the height of the popularity,
Mhm.
come out and talk to the culture in a sense of, hey, this is, we can be this, we can, have party anthems, we can go to the club, but is that what we are? What has that done
Mhm.
for us? What is that going to leave for our kids? Because there's kids growing up thinking, hey, having a bunch of bodies, 20
Mhm.
versus one, having a bunch of being out there in the parties, being able to flex jewelry, that's all of it, but they're not saving up for homes. They
Right.
don't have, they're not saving up for anything. So I think that the overall message, that Kendrick has been preaching and been putting out there is like, you know, we need to watch the party die. We need to be able to sit back and say, okay, I mean, in my quiet moments, am
Mhm.
I being real to myself?
Burn it down, rebuild it.
In my quiet time, am I being honest? Am I really hard? Like, I don't know. Cat Williams said it, man. You're gonna be hard with breakfast. You're gonna be hard. You're gonna gangbang on breakfast. Come on. It's like there's got to be a time when we sit back and realize
Mhm.
life is about passing on to the next generation, the tools and the trade and the knowledge to continue. And just I'm cut out, but there's an experiment and that it's called that they did with some rats. And what we're seeing in society right now, where the mother rats don't want to take, they didn't want to take care of their babies. There was a group of rats that didn't want to interact with the females. The females didn't want to interact with the males. We're seeing that now. It's hard for us now to talk to the opposite sex because men don't know how to be sensitive and women want to be overly protective of themselves. And that's because we've come from years of abuse, of years of just not knowing how to act. And if we really want to grow and be a good society, I think it's the starting point is not just having the right conversations but the right role models. So I think for me right now, like I put in the chat, Kendrick is the epitome of that. He's waving the flag of who we need to be and what we should be striving for. So I just want to thank you for allowing me to be able to say that, and have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
man.
I'll catch you on the
Yeah.
Discord. All right. Let me before I bring in up, wanted to comment on Rico Pena when they say I guess they can say feminine energy, they're talking about passion and emotions, right? I've always been confused about that. Yes. When it comes to Kendrick Lamar and what he's referring to, he's not referring to being like femme or anything like that. He's talking about being in tune with his emotions and being vulnerable, which unfortunately a lot of men um, run away from. And it's because of the experiences that they have and the things that they have been taught coming up. So yeah, that's what he means when he's referring to feminine energy. He's not referring to um, being one of the girls or anything like that. And for the record, we are allies over here. We, or at least I am on this platform. I accept everyone. I am for the Alphabet Gang. Those are my people. I have Alphabet Gang in my family. So we're not disrespecting anyone on this platform. Um, but yeah, when he refers to feminine energy, he's not talking about being a part of the the community or anything like that. He's talking about being in tune with his emotions and being vulnerable and having a balance. Um, so hopefully that makes sense to you, Rico Pena. Let's get it on here. Now don't come in here acting a fool.
What you mean by that? What you mean by that? That's crazy.
What's up?
Is
How you
Big Act in
feeling?
the building? Is Big Act? Nah, yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up?
How's it
So,
going? No, if I learned something today is nobody can read, or I don't know what. If I had to learn, nobody can read.
Yeah.
I think or nobody knows how to read lyrics anymore.
hmm
Nobody understands context. Nobody
Right.
understands. I don't understand how they got offended by not like us with the. I see the comment section, but I don't understand how they took the not like us thing and went, oh my god, he's acting like it's not a Drake diss. Uh, did he say it wasn't? He said his
Because
name
they're
50
looking for
times.
drama. They're looking for the headline.
yeah,
Who
but
cares? Why do
the
I care
question
about the
was,
beef though?
the question was, what does not like us means to you? So he answered the question. I think people wanted him to, well, the Drake fans want him to say Drake's
No,
name in that.
I prefer he
Right.
don't mention Drake's name at all. I mean, it's over. You lost. You suck. You lost. You got whooped. You didn't just get
Right.
whooped. You got mollywopped. You got thrown 3 aisles over. They had to clean up aisle 9 last night. Like
hmm
I don't understand why do we need to talk about why we need to push the beef thing. These same people are
Hold
the
on one
same people
second.
that
Hold
got
on one
mad. Oh
second,
my
cousin.
bad.
Hold on one second. I just dropped the link in the chat. If anybody else want to come up and say your opinion, you don't have to turn your camera on. But if you want to come up here and share your thoughts, just click that link and you can come up. All right, y'all can go ahead.
These are the same people that got mad at J. Cole for bringing the beef back up. But you guys want Ken for what? A round two? It's gonna be about the same. What more are they gonna say to each other that we don't know at this point? Unless they got some dirty secrets, like some dirty laundry or something. We already heard what they had to say. And what Drake had to say wasn't impressive. Lyrically, gossipy, everything Kendrick beat him in the gossip lane, in the lyrical lane, in the truth lane. Like, I don't know. At what point are we gonna continue this? I think we need to start annoying Drake fans all together, bro, at this point. And we can throw them in Mars. Elon Musk is having them shipped off. We'll ship them off for free at this point, because I feel like I can't make kids. I can't make babies and have these people be like the teachers of my kids or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy.
I said we need to open up the schools all 365 days of the year, because it's not clicking. Like, I don't know how they try to misunderstand what he said. Like,
you know what I think he wanted to say?
It was pretty simple.
You know what I think he wanted to say? Because a common thing was Kendrick is racist. Because he took Drake's race out. So I think what they wanted him to say was, they're not like us, is only like strictly black people. Which I don't know how they got that. I don't know. Once again, and this is what I say, they don't know how to read. Or something. I don't know what it is. But because that was their biggest talking point, was, oh, Kendrick is a racist. I mean, that's been his whole career in a nutshell. He's either anti-Semitic, racist, homophobic, whatever you can think of. They like to label the guy, but they call him the safest rapper. They gave him all the labels, so they want to label him as a colorist, as a racist.
And then when he say, "I don't want the savior title. I don't want to be put on a pedestal," they're like, "No, we're putting you on that shit, whether you want to be on it."
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I was talking to a co-fan that did that.
Like,
I was talking to a co-fan that did that. He was like, well, he does the savior complex. I'm like, how? Yes, and I sent him the song. I'm like, look, did you listen to Mr. Morale? He goes, only listen to it once. And I think that's the problem, is there's two albums that are important to his career, to me, that are so misunderstood to a degree. And it's Damn and it's Mr. Morale. To me, those two albums from Kendrick have been so misunderstood. One, because Damn is very commercial sounding. So people they don't take it as like in terms of subject matter, they don't realize how serious he delves into the subject matters. Damn, like he hits some pretty heavy topics, but nobody takes it like that.
They don't feel like it has a concept, and it does. It's wickedness, or what is it? Weakness or wickedness?
Yeah,
right?
wickedness or weakness.
Yeah.
And then
like, they don't look at it as a concept album. They just look at it as, oh, it's just a commercial album because it got so many popular.
Exactly. And then Mr. Morale, I think people didn't hear it, or people only listened to it once, and they're just taking little clips and they're looking at Twitter and getting their talking points from Twitter. They take the Crown of Thrones and don't understand that he's mocking the savior complex.
Yeah.
Or they don't understand like the nuances that he bought on in Mr. Morale, because he bought a lot of nuances. That it was related for me as a man, is hearing Die Hard. Like, hearing Die Hard for me was like, damn, because I had a hard time expressing my opening up to my partner until I just got to my partner right now, who I can open up to her and I can confide with her, and it's no big deal. But it was hard because you get a girl and she'll use it against you, or vice versa. You get a guy and she'll use it against you. And to hear songs like that, or to hear Mother I Sober and talk about trauma and how trauma, carries on for years and years and years, or even Savior, him calling out. I think that was actually how J. Cole should have responded to No Name. By, I don't know if y'all remember how J. Cole dissed, just literally dissed No Name. That's how I felt like Cole should have responded, actually. I thought that was a proper response. Yo, Hassan, get a life, man. Wash your ass, bro.
First of all, Hassan, how did you make it back here? Because didn't I block you? How did you make it back in here?
Golly.
How did you make it back in here?
This
Because
guy's
I
the
swore
king
I
of clout
blocked
chase,
you.
bro. Go get
Let me
beat up
read
by
some.
Kwame Brown again.
Hold on. Let me read some comments. KK, you need to have certain level of emotional intelligence to understand Mr. Morale. I agree. Mr. Morale makes you look in the mirror and be in tune with all of the things you've been putting on the back burner in the back of your mind that you don't want to think about. How Drake fans supposed to hear lyrics while popping ass Moni? You have to listen.
No,
That's
there's
all
artists
they
that could do
want.
that.
That's all they want. They just want to pop ass, smoke hookah, and that's it. They don't want music of substance, and then they wonder why they're looking for more music after the first week because they don't sit with music because it's meaningless.
Because if you listen to a Drake album, if it was like a book, you would be like, okay, how was this book? If you was interested in hearing, want to read this book, like if his music was that, Kendrick is like this movie, like, all right, how was it? And then you got many layers of things to break down about Mr. Morale. And if somebody from a standpoint of just like, all right, I wanna like, what's the concept? Okay, I want to hear this type of thing being spoken about. Okay, he on this or he on that. You can give that person this type of album and they might like certain songs from Mr. Morale, but with Drake, you don't learn nothing. He's just telling you how his day went, and it's like it's plain. It's nothing deep to it. He's going to tell you about his secrets of some girl. He's going to talk about how not even on no lyrical thing, on rapidy rap, but he's going to tell you why he's the best. He's going to tell you about some car he got or what trip he went to. He's going to do stuff that just tell you there's something he can do in an interview. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to get anything deep. That's why Kendrick said your best work is a light pack, because you don't learn nothing from Drake. You're not going to learn anything. Even if you wanted to, you're not going to learn anything besides what he do throughout his day.
Right. Or what trip he took, or how he's beefing with his latest girl, like you said.
And we still don't know
Nothing
the
of
details.
substance.
We still don't know the details about it. I remember there was a song he mentioned his 4th grade teacher. I didn't even know. I'm like, who the hell is Miss Creighton, bro? I forgot Elevate. He was like, shout out to Miss Creighton. That lady hates me. I'm like, who the hell is Miss Creighton, bro? He just mentions the names. He mentions the names and just expects you to know who these people are.
Right. Just be saying stuff. No concept, no nothing. Just a bunch of BS.
And subs. Oh yeah, subs. He love the sub
Oh
people.
yeah, can't forget the subs. Yeah. Can't forget the subs. Because I appreciate y'all coming on here and chatting with me real quick. I'll check y'all in the Discord. And I'm gonna I don't know if y'all want to sit on here with me. I'm about to watch this video real quick by Starsky. He put out a new video. He let me know he put me in it. So I just wanted to show him love and live react. I'll just do the live reaction with y'all because I was going to do it personally by myself. But since I'm on, we can do the reaction together if y'all not doing nothing. If you want to leave, y'all can leave. Have a good night. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me for almost 2 hours. So if you are leaving, hit the like on the way out. So yeah, let's see. Hold on. Let me share this. Hold on. Let's see. Exactly like the video before y'all leave. Love Starsky videos. Yes, he's been killing it. His first one that he did with the Eagles was really good, and I like this kind of content from him. He usually go live and stuff, but he's amazing at these little short documentaries. So this one is The aftermath of Drake versus Kendrick, how media manipulates culture. I'm gonna have the link to the full video in the description for y'all to go over there and leave him a comment. Let him know cousin Moni sent y'all over there. Let's hold on real quick. All right, yeah. So let's watch this. The aftermath of Drake versus Kendrick, how media manipulates culture. Wait, what? Oh. Hold on, y'all can't hear it. Hold on. Let me refresh. Because why can't y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it now? Can y'all hear it now when I just played it? What the hell? Oh, wait, I think I got it. I think I had it muted.
Culture,
Sorry.
but the subconscious
Let me
minds
know
of
if you can hear it now.
For Black communities, this influence has often been damaging, reinforcing harmful stereotypes
Can y'all hear now?
and perpetrating cycles of trauma. Beneath the surface, it taps into historical wounds, from slavery's legacy
There we go.
to modern day
All right, let's
shows
start
we
over.
watch to the music we listen to. Media is a powerful force shaping not just culture, but the subconscious minds of millions. For Black communities, this influence has often been damaging, reinforcing harmful stereotypes and perpetrating cycles of trauma. Beneath the surface, it taps into historical wounds, from slavery's legacy to modern day racial and sexual exploitation. But how deep does this influence go?
Y'all, Diddy ass is going to jail, and he is going to jail for forever. For forever. Like, every day there's a new case coming out about Diddy. Like, it's insane.
This documentary unpacks the complex web of media, culture, and identity. By understanding the psychology behind media manipulation, we can begin to reclaim our own narratives. The journey starts with the power of the mind. For generations, Black communities have been plagued by silent battles, ones waged not only against external oppression, but within the mind itself. Mental illness has long been stigmatized in our culture. The pain is real, but the solutions have often been limited, misunderstood, or outright avoided. Historically, many Black families turn to religion as their primary source of comfort and healing. Faith, while being a cornerstone of strength, has often been used to replace professional therapy and mental health care. Therapy has been viewed as weakness, and meditation as a foreign or taboo practice. Societal issues have only...
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all need, if you haven't already, you need to tap into therapy. If you have some sort of like trauma or something like that. I started to go to therapy, and it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me. Not saying like it's a magical healing type process or anything like that. But if you are a person who just keeps your things bottled up internally to yourself, I would suggest going to therapy, because it can help a lot.
Only worsen the mental strain. From systemic racism to economic disparities to the trauma embedded in the very air we breathe. The environments we inhabit often breed generational trauma. Undiagnosed mental illnesses like ADHD, autism, and PTSD run rampant through our communities. These are silent struggles, creating cycles of pain that we've been conditioned to normalize. The brain.
A lot of people got the tism and they don't know that they got the tism. That's all I'm gonna say.
Is a powerful organ, capable of incredible feats, but also at creating false realities. We've all experienced it. The viral blue and black versus white and gold dress. These optical illusions trick the mind into accepting one version of reality, when another truth may be just as real. So when someone says it's just entertainment or it's just music, understand that this is the same power at play in our everyday experiences. Media, trauma, and culture have shaped the very way we perceive ourselves and our world. Songs, particularly catchy ones, are more than entertainment. There are tools of repetition, programming our minds to internalize information without even realizing it. Just like the alphabet song taught us our ABCs, modern music and media are teaching us how to think, feel, and behave, embedding these messages into our subconscious. The power of these messages are undeniable, as they shape entire belief systems, creating behaviors that go unnoticed until the damage is done.
Planet Earth about to be recycled.
Oh my God, have y'all seen this documentary of this guy?
Your only chance to evacuate is to leave with us.
When the devil wants to reach you, he sends a narcissist. The narcissist, perhaps the most dangerous personality to cross paths with. They are masters of manipulation, experts at making you believe that their reality is the only one that matters.
The guy that I was just showing, that's the guy, I forgot his name, but I think he had the people in his cult, had them lay in the bed with the Nike shoes and the purple velvet over them, and they all commit suicide, I believe it was. Or is that another cult leader? Crazy. Insane. It's so wild how people have the ability to control other people's minds. Insane.
But there's more to the picture. Something darker beneath the surface. Narcissism is a psychological trait that thrives in environments of chaos and neglect. It's marked by charm, manipulation, and most importantly, a carefully constructed mask that hides the true self. Narcissists, like predators, use charm to disguise their selfishness and feed off the energy of others, what psychologists call narcissistic supply. This mask, a facade of charisma and confidence, helps narcissists blend in, but beneath it is a fragile ego, constantly searching for validation. And much like the tricks the mind can play on us, they thrive on manipulating reality. It's no wonder that narcissists often gravitate towards careers that guarantee this supply. Celebrities, influencers, high-power executives. Fame is the perfect breeding ground for narcissism. A constant stream of attention, fans to feed their ego, and a media cycle that reinforces their inflated self-image. In the narcissist's mind, they are the center of the universe, and everyone else is merely a supporting character in their story. For the narcissist, fans are not just admirers. They are the perfect source of narcissistic supply. Every like, every comment, every cheer from the crowd feeds their insatiable need for validation. It's a symbiotic relationship where the narcissist gets their fix of attention. In return, fans get a larger-than-life figure to idolize.
Reminds me of the quote from someone who I will not name, who literally said in an interview with Elliott Wilson in regards to Cole and Kendrick, oh, these guys go home to their families. Me, I'm outside. He didn't say that verbatim, but it's me, I'm outside. The people can reach me. I'm out here working. Nigga, go home. Go the fuck home. And be with your son. And be with your child's mother. Go be a family. But you don't want to go do that because you need to feed your ego. And you need to be around the people who gives you that feeling of a high of importance.
But beneath the glitz and glamour lies a dangerous game of manipulation, control, and deceit. In May of 2022, Atlanta rapper Young Thug was charged under the RICO Act, casting a spotlight on the deep-rooted criminality within certain factions of the music industry. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis made a striking statement that day, one that has reverberated through not only the legal system, but the culture at large.
My number one focus is targeting gangs. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community.
This chilling fact echoes what is known as the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule, coined by economist Vilfredo Pareto, suggests that 20% of efforts often account for 80% of the outcomes. This principle is applied in sports, where 20% of the athletes dominate 80% of the wins, or in finance, where 20% of the investors control 80% of the market's wealth. Even in dating dynamics, it's said that a small percentage of individuals attract the mass majority of attention. But perhaps the most painful example of the 80-20 rule can be traced back to the Willie Lynch letter, a haunting blueprint for controlling and dividing the Black population. Written in the 18th century, this letter describes how to maintain control of enslaved people by fostering division, separating them by skin tone, age, and status, thus ensuring a cycle of internal conflict. Fast forward to the modern day, and the echoes of Willie Lynch's tactics can be seen in the way certain figures within the Black community manipulate the narrative of victimhood, hiding their role in perpetuating violence and division. Young Thug, much like other figures who have fallen from grace, has used his platform to promote a certain lifestyle, one that romanticizes gang culture, violence, and criminality. Narcissists like Young Thug often spin narratives to play the victim, deflecting responsibility for their actions by hiding behind the facade of Black culture, disguising bad habits as tradition. In reality, many of these so-called cultural leaders aren't protectors of Black communities at all. They are the predators. For them, impoverished children, many of whom are divergent or come from broken homes, are prime targets for exploitation. These children grow up in environments filled with trauma, making them easy prey for the...
Listen, y'all. Speaking of Young Thug, Starsky spitting right now. Speaking of Young Thug, I feel like this man is guilty as hell. But unfortunately, I feel as though he's going to get off because how much of a shit show this trial has been. He is guilty of every single thing they said he did. Okay? Guilty. Guilty. Under the jail. But he is going to get off with how bad this trial has been. That's just my little opinion, though.
Narcissist manipulation. The record industry is filled with such predators. They lure young, aspiring artists from poverty-stricken backgrounds to exploitative contracts, offering fame and wealth, but delivering far less. Behind the scenes, the abuse of power runs rampant. Drug addiction is nurtured. Sexual abuse is normalized. And the cycle of exploitation continues. all in the name of making it. For the narcissists running these empires, the adoration of millions.
Damn, not the clips of making the band. If you know me, you know I loved making the band. Making a band with the band, with Babs, Elliott, Ness, all of them. Love that. And then the one with Danny Kane, loved it. And now I can't even enjoy it anymore. I can't even enjoy it anymore. Because when you grow up, you realize, bro, this is terrible. The stuff that they had them doing.
Coupled with the power they hold over their artists, is the ultimate narcissistic supply. The objectification of Black bodies dates back centuries, rooted in the atrocities of slavery, and later reinforced through pseudoscience and societal norms. Research reveals a disturbing trend. Black children, specifically Black boys, have the earliest sexual initiation on this planet. Black men and women are thrust into a hypersexualized narrative from a young age, a narrative that takes away our innocence and humanity, leading to depression, anxiety, aggression, and an increased likelihood to become abusers ourselves. This phenomenon is deeply tied to the horrors of slavery, where Black bodies were not just enslaved, but commodified. Pseudoscience like eugenics was employed to rationalize the exploitation and dehumanization of Black people. The belief that we were biologically inferior served as a reason for the objectification and mistreatment of our Black bodies. Perhaps no story illustrates the exploitation better than the story of Sarah Baartman. Born in South Africa in the late 18th century, Baartman was brought to Europe under false pretenses, only to be displayed as a freak show attraction. Her body, specifically her large backside, was oogled and examined, symbolizing how Black bodies, especially Black women, were reduced to mere spectacles of fascination and lust. Fast forward to the present, and the exploitation is taking a new form. The Brazilian...
That's crazy. Starsky, why would you use that picture? Why would you use that picture? But yes, the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift is crazy. And it's to the point that now when you see a Black woman, for example, people automatically assume she got a BBL. And it's like, do y'all not understand that Black women have been shaped like this since the beginning of time? But he's crazy for posting this BBL.
Butt lift, or BBL, has become one of the most popular cosmetic surgeries in the world. While women of all races undergo this procedure, its appeal is rooted in the exaggerated beauty standards imposed on Black women, perpetrated by the very same dynamics that reduced Sarah Baartman to an object centuries ago. Long before cosmetic surgery and social media, the earliest representations of Black culture were not just degrading, they were weaponized. Minstrel shows featuring white actors in blackface were the most popular form of entertainment in 19th century America. These performances...
Drake, why would you do that? Why would you do that, Drake? Well, Aubrey, because you wasn't Drake then. Aubrey, why would you do that? That blackface. As a Black man who says nigga for 37 times you was born, why would you do that? What was you thinking? I can't. Yeah, two BBLs is crazy. You ain't even allowed the first one to set in.
Solidified damaging stereotypes, portraying Black people as lazy, buffoonish, and inferior. Hollywood would soon pick up where minstrel shows left off. The 1915 film, Birth of a Nation, is perhaps the most egregious examples, casting Black men as savage criminals and sexual predators, perpetrating the myth that they impose an inherent threat to white society. Similar narratives appear in other films like King Kong, where the monstrous creature served as a stand-in for the so-called dangers of black masculinity. By the 1970s, the blaxploitation era emerged, introducing a new wave of black representation. While the films empowered black audiences by placing them at the center of the action, they also continued to reinforce stereotypes of hyper-violent, hypersexualized black characters. It was a step forward and a trap, providing visibility but at the cost of nuance and complexity. The exclusion of black artists wasn't limited to the film industry. In music, trailblazers like Little Richard and Chuck Berry laid the foundation for rock and roll, but were pushed aside as white artists like Elvis Presley took center stage. Black innovators were denied the recognition, wealth, and opportunities that their white counterparts received. Even as the music industry evolved, black artists continued to face barriers. In the 1980s, Michael Jackson had to fight for airplay on MTV, a channel that initially catered almost exclusively to white audiences.
Which is crazy. Imagine Michael Jackson have to fight to be put on TV. Michael Jackson.
Audiences. It wasn't until the massive success of Billie Jean that Jackson, and black artists in general, finally broke through to the mainstream television. Even as black artists paved the way, much of their innovation was appropriated without their credit. The boy band craze of the early 2000s, and even today's K-pop, borrowed heavily from the sounds, style, and swagger of black R&B music. The source was clear, but the rewards.
Tommy Richmond, don't make me curse you the fuck out again. Stop borrowing from us and then saying you don't want to be a part of us.
Went elsewhere. The Kardashians, perhaps more than any other celebrity, have commodified black culture for personal gain. From fashion to body types to relationships, they have co-opted elements of black culture, profited immensely, and yet often escape the scrutiny that black women face for the very same behaviors. In Plato's allegory of the cave, prisoners are trapped in darkness, only able to see the shadows cast on the wall in front of them.
Good night, cousin.
These shadows are reality, because it's all they've ever known. But when one prisoner breaks free and steps outside the cave, he realizes that the shadows were mere illusions, and true reality exists beyond the cave's walls. This allegory mirrors how media controls perceptions today. For many, what we see in the news, on social media, and through entertainment is reality. But just like Plato's cave, much of it is distorted, manipulated by those who control the narrative, the puppet masters of our time. Some of the most powerful puppet masters in the entertainment industry have been black men, token figures who seemingly rose to the top, but left trails of destruction in their wake. Russell Simmons, once hailed as a pioneer of hip-hop, was later accused of sexual assault by multiple women. These accusations rocked the industry, but also exposed how even those who appear to be champions of our black culture can hide sinister truths. Then,
first of all, isn't Russell somewhere in Bali, right? He just hiding out somewhere in Bali. Why nobody ain't go over there and get him?
And there's Diddy, a mogul with immense influence, but whose career has been plagued by rumors and accusations. From claims of exploitation to whispers of dark dealings behind the scenes, Diddy's public image is often in conflict with the allegations surrounding him. R. Kelly's fall from grace is perhaps the most chilling example. For decades, he was shielded by his talent and success, while accusations of sexual abuse, particularly against young black women, were swept under the rug. The media played a huge role in both elevating him and eventually exposing him, but only after years of silence. Other industry figures like Birdman, Lil Wayne, and Drake have faced whispers of grooming accusations, further highlighting the dark side of the music world. These accusations often go buried, sidelined by the power and the fame of the accused.
Plus, wasn't Lil Wayne also a victim of Birdman when he was young? I think they said Birdman paid a woman to take Lil Wayne's virginity. And then, which is crazy, later on down the line, Birdman was associated with Lil Wayne's tour bus being shot up and someone trying to unalive him. It's just crazy.
In each case, the media plays its role, either feeding into the narrative or allowing it to disappear. But the manipulation doesn't end with celebrity scandals. The media also plays a critical role in the criminalization of Black people, feeding.
Yeah, I can't even lie. 60 Days In is one of my shows. And I'm sorry, I'm sad to admit that, but I love 60 Days In. Do any of y'all watch 60 Days In?
Into a system of oppression that benefits for-profit prisons. The 13th Amendment, which abolishes slavery, left a loophole, allowing slavery to persist as a punishment for a crime. This loophole has been exploited for generations, with Black individuals disproportionately incarcerated to fuel a billion-dollar prison industry. For Black youth, the media becomes a double-edged sword. Not only does it criminalize our communities, but it also distorts our sense of self, bombarding us with images and narratives that tell us who we are, from music videos glorifying crime to reality shows feeding stereotypes. The media shapes how young Black people see ourselves and our place in this world. And it's not just entertainment. The government has long been involved in the surveillance and targeting of Black leaders. Figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Fred Hampton were all subjected to intense government scrutiny, often portrayed in the media as radical threats to society. These narratives not only discredited them, but also justified their targeting by law enforcement. The puppet masters behind the scenes, whether in the media, entertainment industry, or government, hold immense power over perceptions, crafting stories that shape our reality. But as in Plato's cave, the question remains, will we continue to accept the shadows on the wall as truth, or will we break free and see the world for what it truly is? Mindfulness is key. Incorporating principles like the 4 agreements, especially agreement number 2, don't take anything personally, can help shield us from the negative energy often projected by media. Rather than internalizing harmful narratives, we can listen to music and watch content with the mind of a therapist, analyzing without absorbing others' pain or experiences as our own. One of the most powerful ways to shift the narrative is by supporting Black-owned media. These creators, journalists, and platforms provide stories and perspectives that are often ignored or distorted by mainstream outlets. By amplifying our voices, we can ensure that authentic Black experiences are told by those who live them instead of those who profit from them. It's not just about calling out bias. It's about demanding fair representation, accountability, and dismantling the structures that continue to exploit Black culture while vilifying Black people. The media shapes our minds, our culture, and our future. It's time to take control of the narrative, support those who tell the truth, and advocate for a world where everyone's story can be heard.
Senna. We're watching Don't Be a Menace to South Central.
Not y'all see what's in my watch later. Hey, shout out to Starsky for including me in that video. That was a very good short documentary that you put together. I really enjoyed that. Y'all, I think Demi already posted the link, but I'm gonna go get the link as well from his channel and post it in my description. So if you want to go back and watch it without my commentary on it, you can. It's gonna be in my description. Again, shout out to Starsky for including me in that. I really, really, really do appreciate it. Appreciate him and appreciate everybody who shows my channel some love, because you don't have to, but I appreciate that anybody does take the time out and give me my props and feature me in their amazing work. So I wanted to click on someone's comment. That's why I don't take the government calling people terrorists seriously. They had MLK, Malcolm, and Asada Shakur on watch list. Facts. That's 100% true. I hate when my wife watch baddies and shows like that. all it does is show us in a bad light and promotes bullshit. Yeah, I don't watch baddies. If I do see it, it's like a clip that been like retweeted onto my timeline on Twitter, and it just all seems like a bunch of hoopla, and in reality it's all a front for what they really are over there doing. But I'm not gonna get into that because I ain't trying to get sued. This is the comment that I wanted to click on. To be totally honest, most of us that had S with grown women while we were still teenagers still don't think of it as being victimized, even though it was. You're 100% correct. I don't know, for whatever reason, people feel treated like a rite of passage. And honestly, no, it's like you said, it's sexual assault. And that woman or that man, whoever, they are predators and they need to be held accountable. It's honestly disgusting. Honestly, very disgusting. And I think we need to talk about it more in our community because they see it as this is something that needs to happen to you. No, allow children, allow little boys to be boys. There's no reason why Lil Wayne should have been sexually assaulted because Birdman told a woman to sleep with him. There's no reason why Little Boosie should be hiring prostitutes to sleep with his sons and nephews, and then the woman goes sleep with him after. Like that seems very predatory. Well, it ain't seems, it is very predatory, and it's sick. It's so sick. But again, shout out to Starsky and shout out to the cousins for chilling with me tonight. We've been on here for a little under 3 hours. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate the donations and the interaction through the comment section. I hope y'all have a good night. I'll probably check y'all tomorrow night. We'll go live again. If anything spectacular going on, y'all be safe. Y'all have a good night. And I'll catch y'all later.